It's just a few minutes to 1 p.m. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. In our top stories of the day, senior fistula surgeons in Uganda have held a surgical skills sharing workshop aimed at managing obstetric fistula rampant among young mothers. Now, the forum was held at Terwood Women's Community Hospital in Soroti City. The doctors discussed new ways of improving services among women suffering from obstetric, fistula and other related disorders. We have details on this story.
This workshop brought together what I would term as the fistula gurus.
Fistula experts from Germany, Ethiopia and Uganda have held a week-long experience sharing forum on strategies to improve health services that will save mothers from obstetric fistula, characterized by continuous and uncontrollable leakage of urine and feces due to rupture in the birth canal, often caused by prolonged and obstructed labor.
This is a discipline that we never had before. Women had problems with the urological problem. Women had problems resulting from childbirth. Women have problems with their pelvic floor.
Surgeons believe experience sharing is paramount in handling obstetric fistula conditions among women, mainly young mothers.
There is a need of surgical skills and how to have a change of information and really work together on a patient to get the best output.
The district health officer, Soroti District, says such experience sharing will help improve skills among health workers, mainly senior surgeons, handling fistula patients.
Reconstructing the birth canal, for instance. We may not have done many of those as our surgeons here in Uganda, but our colleagues from outside were able to do it, and in that way we believe our senior surgeons have been able to acquire that skill.
At least 2,000 mothers with obstetric fistula are repaired annually across Ugandan hospitals and reintegrated back into their communities.
So this has been quite important. In the process, there were training or learning, but also treating patients in the process. But the knowledge is going to stay with our people here to carry on.
The Executive Director, Terewonde Women Community Hospitals, says it is necessary for surgeons to share experiences and train upcoming surgeons about obstetric fistula.
We at Terewonde have been able to recognize the need, and have been able to organize this first skills sharing workshop in the care of complex obstetric fistula cases in Uganda.
Obstetric fistula is described as the hole in the birth canal that is caused by prolonged and obstructed labor, resulting into continuous and uncontrollable leakage of urine and feces with a pungent smell, especially due to lack of treatment.
Get very good experience in looking into the bladder using the machine called cystoscopy, where you can be able to look into the bladder and see what problem is in the bladder. If there is a fistula, that is a hole in the bladder, you can be able to see. And in some cases, you can also be able to see and say, I think there is a urinary tract infection.
Experience through consultation, you are bound to learn more. Because when you get complications, you refer to other technocrats. You have contacts to refer to. This is going to help us a lot in making sure that we go far.
Mutonyi Helda and Stephen Mwiri, UBC.
In more news, the Norwegian State Secretary for International Development is in northern Uganda to assess the Norway-funded rural electrification schemes. Accompanied by Norway Embassy and Uganda government officials, the delegation have inspected the power distribution network in Pagirinya refugee settlement, Ajmani district.
Government of Uganda signed a grant agreement of Norwegian kroner 35 million with the Royal Kingdom of Norway on 7th December 2018 for electrification of refugee settlements in northern Uganda in the districts of Adjumani, Yumbe and Koboko.
What brings me here is our mutual interest in electrification, bringing energy to rural communities. So what we are visiting here today is seeing this the health center that we are at today, where schools and also the communities here receiving electricity.
The electricity distribution network in Pagirinya covers 45 kilometers, of which 21 kilometers is medium voltage and 24 kilometers low voltage. This component was undertaken at a cost of 3.3 billion Ugandan shillings and was completed on 19th October 2021.
For the refugees in quotes because we don't have any other words, you are our brothers and sisters. We will take care of you. Right now, we are at the receiving end of refugees. Why? Because Uganda is stable. All the policies we make don't discriminate. We don't discriminate investors. We encourage people to come to Uganda to invest. We welcome those who are running away from trouble. And we make bilateral arrangements with those countries to make sure that they also stabilize.
With the network now in place, the task remaining is the execution of last-mile connections, which will transform individuals' quality of life and facilitate community services such as health and education.
We are now at the health center. So if we are to give good health care to the people of the
South Sudanese refugees. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
It's not a question of if nor when the parish development model will come into effect. The date and venue for its launch is already set for Saturday 26th, which happens to be tomorrow, February 22 in the Bukedi district of Chiboko in eastern Uganda. Now, what it seeks to address is what Permanent Secretary Ministry of Local Government, Ben Kumumanya, is pleased to share with the public.
SACCOs have been formed and trainings are being conducted. This is to enable parish development model beneficiaries apply for the first batch of funds meant to be disbursed in the current financial year, 2021-2022. The money, amounting to 17 million Uganda shillings, is already appropriated.
It was waiting for the launch and also formation of SACCOs, opening of the accounts, putting in place all the infrastructure, and these funds will be ready. And we expect to have SACCOs start receiving funds in this month of March.
This will be done based on the foundation of the 7 pillars of the parish development model. One of them is production, processing and marketing, as well as infrastructure and economic services.
We're going to support value addition, post-harvest handling, storage, and also support efforts and initiatives for processing. So it's a whole intervention covering the whole chain of production and productivity.
Financial inclusion, social services and mindset change are underlined as the next pillars in that order. This will enable management of parish-based information for development purposes,
which will collect information on the household, on the age groups, on the production pattern, on the production potential, production challenges, and be able to evaluate the right products, the right interventions, the right innovations that will address the needs of the population depending on the production patterns of the various areas.
Ready for the job and prepared to receive guidance from government, the parish development model is seen as an opportunity to deepen decentralization across the country.
So we have been able to cause recruitment of 5,417 parish chiefs, and we have a schedule for the remaining 183. Now this one has been part of the efforts coordinated under Pillar 1 of governance and administration.
The parish development model is set for launching in the eastern district of Kibuku on Saturday 26 February 2022. It is seen as a last-mile strategy meant to support 39% of Ugandans cross into the cash economy. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Mastercard Foundation, together with Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, have launched a fund to support the revival of 50,000 micro and small enterprises which were affected by the recent economic dilemma brought by COVID-19 pandemic. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, Ramadhan Ngobi, has clarified on the strategic initiatives government has put in place to support the recovery of small enterprises and increasing financial inclusion. Details follow.
The launched fund of 70 billion Uganda shillings is targeting about 50,000 micro and small businesses.
This facility will provide participating financial institutions with cheap capital so they can further on lend it to micro and small businesses. Majority women and youth owned, and protect at least 100,000 direct jobs that are at risk due to the effects of COVID.
The extension of assistance is aiming to jumpstart the economic livelihoods of women and youth-owned enterprises.
We hope that we can be able to reach out to 230,000 individuals in terms of employment. Like I said, part of that 230,000, 100,000, we hope that they can be able to be those already employed, but probably they are under threat of falling back into unemployment. So we hope that we can protect those jobs, but also create more jobs.
One of the crucial packages in this facility is to provide technical financial support to credit institutions on loan management by leveraging on technology.
We know that Ugandans, and Ugandan youth in particular, are among the most enterprising people in the world. They are the answer to our economic challenges. They will unlock our economic opportunities, and they just need our support.
The Ministry of Finance is optimistic about the various government-led strategies geared towards recovery and economic stability by 2030.
Our commitment now is to really fully monetize the economy. That's the theme of the next budget. Full monetization of the economy through commercial agriculture, industry, market access, and digital transformation. If we do those things, we feel more people will be pulled into the economy, and the economy will work better for everybody.
The 5-year Financial Recovery Fund is expected to shorten recovery process of youth and women-owned businesses and build resilience of grassroots financial service providers. Charlotte Amuge and Abdul Nasir Lubwama for UBC News.
Now, Mwebe Dennis, aka Rasta Jaguar, Walden Luzera and less educated, has fabricated a water bicycle and named it Nantume in memory of his late mother. The bicycle has been used on the waters of Lake Victoria, an innovation suitable for leisure. This is not an ordinary bicycle, but a bicycle rode on waters of the lake. It's made and assembled in Uganda and named after Mwebe's mother, Nantume. It's an innovation well placed for leisure.
Mama wange lili eryabatume ye Nantume ndi muntu ayakala ebyokukola naye kino kyambeerera ekirowoozo ekyokwagala okukola ekyenjawulo ku byenze ndaba ku mazzi ya naagala kukola gaali ya ku mazzi ani kali ku mazzi olina onoonya ebitagwayo entwalidde emyaka 2 kuba bulijjo ebintu bisonda busonzi enyabu.
A mini adventure on the water bicycle with the founder Mwebe. More needs to be done to navigate strong currents.
Amayengo go tetusobola geewala naye kyenjagala okulifiringa ebidomola bino lwa nsonga biyingiza amazzi mpola kati ogenda okulaba olunaku like essaawa gye zeeyongerera mu maaso bwemalako olunaku olamba ogenda ogijjako nga ogikamulamu amazzi kale ate bw'ogiteekamu kemika eri ebidomola ne bijjula ejja kuba ebeerako forever and ever nga tewali kigitawaanya. Then n'ekirala wano mba njagala nali mbulayoku okola kakava akabika omuntu abali kuno ne mubanga mwenna omusana tekubatuukako naye nga munyumirwa mu life yeeyagaza.
Mwebe, also known as Jaguar, and a Rastafarian, targets a better market for his product. He plans to donate the water bicycle to Busabala Beach. In Uganda, Mwebe and colleagues who did not go to school are welders who have innovated a water boat for leisure. Sharon Kyomugisha, UBC News. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more stories.
Your MBs are now bigger MBs, only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 30 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 80 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 180 MBs. Dial *150*10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles, only on MTN. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
National Medical Stores is a government agency mandated to buy, store and distribute medicines and medical supplies to government health facilities in Uganda. For Ugandans that we serve, help us serve you better by taking your individual responsibilities seriously. Report theft of government medicines and medical supplies to the nearest police station or to the State House Health Monitoring Unit. Do not pay for any medicines or medical supplies labeled Government of Uganda, not for sale. Do all that is within your means to stop all preventable diseases, including COVID-19. Continue observing the Ministry of Health Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, including wearing a face mask whenever you are in public spaces. Visit a designated health facility to receive your COVID-19 vaccination and a booster dose for those that are eligible. Prevention is better than cure. National Medical Stores, passionate about your life.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Raising voices.
As a mother, my children depend on me to make this world a safer place for them. I'm not afraid to act when I see violence in the home and in my community. I promise to talk to my neighbors and friends about how we can nurture and protect the children.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Your MBs are now bigger MBs, only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 30 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 80 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 180 MBs. Dial *150*10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles, only on MTN. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
COVID-19 is still here with us. As Professor Maggie Chigozi states, the time is now for all of us to get vaccinated.
When we have one person who's not vaccinated, it affects everybody around them, most especially the ones close to you. Keep your family safe. Anyone right now who's over 18 should go and get vaccinated.
Because of the new COVID-19 circulating variants like Omicron, it is very important for all of us to be fully vaccinated with 2 doses of the same vaccine type. It's only those getting Johnson & Johnson who receive only a single dose to be fully protected.
Even after vaccination, continue to adhere to all SOPs by wearing a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose, washing your hands regularly with soap and clean water or using an alcohol-based sanitizer, maintaining physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoiding crowds. Echa COVID-19, chija kugwa. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and partners.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Now in our business stories, agribusinesses are a critical component and major contributors to the Ugandan economy by bringing growth and innovations to communities in which businesses are established. This has enticed Equity Bank and Mercy Corps, and government organization, to partner to provide working capital and to unlock opportunities for growth and employment for SMEs. Take a look.
In line with improving the agriculture sector, Equity Bank has partnered with Mercy Crops and non-government organization to increase access to trade and finance to SMEs in making agribusiness more sustainable.
To create solutions that help the Ugandan farmer out there, that Ugandan business, to be able to get the much needed access to working capital and other sources of other types of finance for them to improve their businesses. And we're looking at agriculture as a business.
This project is mainly focusing on the northern region on how to enhance agribusiness and productivity in this region.
As we develop agriculture lending products, then we must help these farms build their resilience or their coping mechanism with changes in weather. And amongst the things that we are testing out is supporting the farmers use improved seeds as inputs, but most importantly also bundling in insurance, that is weather insurance, to help these farmers mitigate or share the risk.
70% of the population in northern region do carry out farming, and these are said to have complexities of delayed rains, prolonged rainfall periods, among others. Stakeholders believe that this engagement will help in demystifying these complexities.
Deepen and widen our reach using digital platforms, whether it is access to knowledge, that can help farmers, be able to do a better work in production, access to credit, consulting services, and so on and so forth. We want to provide those through digital platforms.
Just on impact in terms of people, so we have to make sure the farmer is empowered. He is the raw material.
These have invested close to 50 billion shillings in this project. Out of this, 32 billion allocated to SMEs, and the rest has been funded to larger businesses and smallholder farmers. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
The Uganda Coffee Development Authority has started a countrywide campaign to sensitize all coffee stakeholders on the new Coffee Act intended to improve the quality of Uganda's coffee exports. The authority met coffee farmers in Mukono, traders, nursery beds operators and processors. However, the stakeholders demanded for more engagements with farmers in deep villages whom they maintain that they're culprits in the trade of mixing stones with coffee. Details for that.
The coffee production is one of Uganda's biggest earner of foreign currency. However, if the problem of poor harvest and handling is not addressed, it will affect the quality of coffee exports and Uganda's revenue base. To put everything right, Buganda Kingdom started a campaign codenamed Emwanyi Terimba to encourage coffee farmers grow more coffee. Once this is achieved, the Katikiro of Buganda Kingdom is convinced Uganda will be the leading producer of coffee in Uganda.
We started this campaign about 5 years ago, and it has contributed to the rise in the number of bags that the country exports, and it contributes to the foreign exchange reserves that we get as a country.
With the enactment of the new Coffee Act, Uganda Coffee Development Authority is taking lead to sensitize all coffee farmers to improve the quality of Uganda's coffee exports, as well as have all coffee farmers registered and obtain trade licenses. Liza Lusesa, the Regional Coffee Central, clarifies on the commencement of registration, licensing and its importance.
There had been a misconception that we were going to license farmers, that they were going to pay for licenses as farmers. But no, we are creating much awareness as much as possible to sensitize these farmers to get to know the benefits of registering themselves.
She, however, warns coffee processors not to mix stones with coffee or else risk to face tough penalties under the new Coffee Act.
We advocate for production of quality coffee and good handling of coffee in a way that does not lead to deterioration of the quality of this coffee.
The Chief Administrative Officer, Mukono, appealed to the authority to organize more sensitization engagements with farmers who are accused of mixing stones with coffee, hence putting the quality of Uganda's coffee exports in question at the international markets.
Cannot leave the local communities. They will see ones out. They are very instrumental in this gesture. They are the ones to monitor and they are the ones to receive complaints. So they should know what the implications of the law are.
The authority is to move in different places of Buganda, sensitizing the public on the new Coffee Act. Brian Tumwinebia Ruhanga, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, is gifted with vast tourism potential but still grappling with improving the hotel and hospitality industry. With still very few hotels meeting the international hospitality standards, Hilton International Group is soon opening to Uganda's hospitality industry with the completion of the 5-star multi-million Hilton Kampala Hotel. The 26-story Twin Tower International brand facility will house over 256 guest rooms and international conference facilities located on Chadondo Road is on final finishes.
Uganda is gifted with wide tourism potential and is one of the greatest tourist destination countries in Africa. Unfortunately, the country is gifted with very few internationally recognized hotels, leaving many tourists taking on other options in the neighborhood. The managing director, Trade Property, Dr. Dan Twebaze, who was contracted to build the international brand Hilton Kampala Hotel, is convinced that Star Hilton Kampala Hotel has not only come to lift the face of Uganda's hospitality industry, Uganda's tax base, but will create over 4,000 jobs for Ugandans.
This is a wonderful opportunity for the country because we are going to create 400 direct jobs, and we're also going to create 3,000 indirect jobs, and we shall also be bringing foreign exchange.
Dr. Twebaze was leading a guided tour by media houses around the mock-up room at the hotel under construction, saying that they are going to install 257 rooms. He appealed to local artists, designers to take advantage of the new facility and sell their products.
In the project, we are trying to also support the community, things like arts, artifacts. We try to encourage local women to participate in this. They've been through the training.
The chief architect and interior art design of Hilton Kampala Hotel, Dosa Chenoff, explains the innovations to be installed in the facility.
One of the potential key also is the ballroom with 500 seats, with all the facility, with 10 meeting rooms. All together is the business center attraction for the hotel.
Uganda has less than 6 5-star hotels, and with completion of Hilton Kampala Hotel will give the international guests better options for hospitality in Uganda. Douglas Setumba, Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
2 minutes to 1:30 p.m. Thank you so much for being a part of UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a lovely day and stay tuned for more programming coming your way. Also have a beautiful experience with more news coming your way. That's at 6, 7 and 8 for English and 10 for the English Bulletin. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Kitundu Zainab Nakijuba mulimi mu disitulikiti ey'Empigi yeenyigira mu by'obulimi ebireeta ensimbi era weetaaga ekiseera okwetegereza by'akola okuviira ddala ku muwogo ogwalima amatooke okulunda enkoko embizzi n'ebirala. Newankubadde abadde mu by'obulimi okumala emyaka 93 emyaka 5 egisembyeyo ng'ayambibwako aba-nuts agamba gikoze enjawulo y'amaanyi mu mirimu gye bwe bamuwa ensawo z'emiti gya muwogo 10.
Emiti gya muwogo egyo nuts gye yampa nasobola okugaziya nemba nga ate ntandika okugiba supplyinga. Era mwaka guli baŋŋamba nti nze omukyala yasinga okusupplyinga emiti gya muwogo